Hello, g'day, welcome. This will be a brief tour of my first ever city in Minecraft. Now, I got into this game about 10 years or so ago and was just playing it all the time back then. And usually, while listening to podcasts or music or whatever, I'd just sort of zone out and just start building and just start building randomly whatever I thought, looked good at the time, which obviously has not aged well. As you'll see as I get in closer, my initial design capabilities and building abilities were very limited in scope and skill level. So when I started off, I was just basically building sort of very blocky, uh, very bland, plain old box-shaped houses. Now, the city's pretty big, I must say, and it took me a long time to build it. So I'm a bit attached to this just based on the amount of hours put into building this, not based on the level of quality on display, as you can see. So when I originally spawned in this land many a year ago, I spawned around this area here. So there was already a village here, as you can see these little bastards here just sort of roaming around. These guys were here when I started, all right? And they had a few little houses like these two wooden ones you can see here. And so I just started expanding on those, sort of customizing them. I sort of just, without asking any permission of the local villagers, I just sort of commandeered their houses and started building a city around it. And it just started expanding and growing and in all directions. And before I knew it, I had this giant, shitty, low quality version of a medieval city. Well, that's what I was going for. So I started around here and then just started building. And as you can see, I had quite the affinity for grey, which has become quite the eyesore because it's very hard on the eyes just seeing a sea of grey like that. So I tried to break it up by having a temple here or there. And, my attempt at Greek columns here was pretty lame, but, at least I tried. Anyway, this was the first castle that I attempted. Now, I started off with these shitty cobblestone bricks. I don't know why. I didn't really know how to scroll through and find different texture blocks, I guess, when I first started. So I started building with that. And then I realized it looked completely horrible and, really pixelated and all that. And then I discovered the ordinary stone brick texture and I started building with that, but couldn't be bothered to go back and replace these. So I left it as sort of a testament of my shitty noobness, my boomer qualities when I first started playing this game and not knowing how to even find different textures. Built the dock, sort of this harbour area here. Built a little ship, had an attempt at building a sailing ship. How this ship got into the harbour and how we'll get out of the harbour. It's pretty tight in here. I have no idea, but that's someone else's problem, namely the crew of the ship, not mine. So, anyway, as you can see, the first houses I started building, I went for that sort of medieval look of, stone on the bottom with a wooden overhang and a wooden second floor. I don't know what I was thinking with the bloody windows here, because that is an atrocious window with some kind of wooden lattice work in there. I don't know why I didn't use glass. Um, I ended up using glass later on as my building techniques got better. In my opinion, of course, I'll show them to you and you can judge for yourself if you think I got better with my skill level and my architectural flair. But so I sort of moved on and just started building in all directions. I built a giant tavern here, and again, very basic architecture. I used a bit of glass there. I guess I tried to update it a little bit. Some of these buildings have interiors, as you can see. Is my attempt at a little tavern with some tables and chairs, and pretty pathetic, of course. But I was new to the game at the time, so you know I can't expect too much more in quality from myself. But I did endeavour to get better, and so I tried to not have the city be sort of laid out just in a complete square grid pattern. So I've got sort of roads and laneways going all over the place. Which the thing with this city is it kind of looks all right from a distance, which I'll show you. But up close, you can see the lack of ability I had to begin with. So all the houses just monotone, grey bricks at the bottom, as you can see, brown oak or whatever it is in the middle, and then spruce roof, I think it was. And I sort of tried to keep that uniform, which it makes the city sort of look pretty, organized and uniform with a sea of roofs and all that. But yeah, oh mate, when you come in close, it really it's hard to look at up close with the flat roofs and those stupid wooden lattices on the windows. I really don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, I tried with a flower bed here to might, spruce it up a little bit and make the place look a bit more fancy. And I don't know what happened here, if it was a glitch or what, but my garden just sort of elevated and became anti-gravity for some reason. It's just sort of got flowers floating in the bloody air. I don't know why. Anyway, this was my second attempt at a castle, much bigger. Tried to look. There's no defensive strategic design here whatsoever. I just went for aesthetic look, and I kind of failed on that department as well. But at least I tried to do a little bit more ornamental sort of brickwork, a little bit fancy here with that, little structure shape there in the pillars. And I just tried to make it look a bit nicer. And some of this has a bit of an interior as well. Got some rooms inside. It's not fully furnished, although my son had an attempt at furnishing this room. I don't know why he's put the bookshelves in the window there. Maybe so we can have a look from the outside as we're floating around in this magic land. I don't know, because there are no rules in creative mode, which is what I always play in. I can't play, what do you call it, survival mode. It's too intense for me, having to scrounge for food and all that. I like just having unlimited resources and just being able to build whatever the hell I want, whenever the hell I want, and the ability to float and fly around always helps as well. So, especially if you want to build very tall structures, which I tried to do on a few occasions, and just to sort of break the monotony of the skyline of just, these spruce colored rooftops. So I tried to have some towers poking out, castles over here, towers over there. Again, no strategic reason whatsoever. I tried to tell myself that, oh, they're watchtowers, but whether they're in the right place in the city to actually be effective or not in a real world scenario, I have no idea. I just went for what looked good on the skyline. Anyway, my son's made a little corral here of horses. I told him, go to town on this city, son. Do whatever you want to it, because it's pretty much, you know not very. I'm not that proud of it, even though it does have a soft spot because I spent so much time on it. But my son's getting better and better at his Minecraft. He's already surpassed me in Minecraft. Like he's pretty good at it. And he plays survival mode and kicks its ass, and I get my ass kicked in survival mode, so I don't even attempt it. So I tried a few more temples over here and there. Oh, there was another spawned desert village over there, and I was going to eventually, expand my city out there, but sort of ran out of steam and out of time, because I can't devote the same amount of time now that I could 10 years ago, much more responsibilities. So every now and then I dabble a little bit now, but not like before where I could put hours and hours into it. This was an attempt at just, again, breaking the monotony of the skyline. So I just built another building. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Obviously, it kind of looks like a lighthouse, but why the fuck would there be a lighthouse inland here? It makes no sense at all. I guess there's a river, and maybe they don't want the boats to crash on the riverbanks. But so it would be the first, I guess, river helping lighthouse in history, maybe. But then again, there's always this obscure stuff in history you find out. So who knows? Maybe there's a ton of river lighthouses out there that I've never heard or seen about before. I tried to build an arena here. This was my attempt at the Colosseum, but obviously it's like 500,000 times smaller, and it's got that stupid, shitty cobblestone flooring that I used for the seats. I don't know why, but again, this was very early on. These were some of the first buildings I ever built. And this was before I started watching a few YouTube tutorials on how to make nicer buildings and better quality, medieval style structures. And again, I really wish I hadn't just, done monotone sort of cobblestone flooring, because it really hurts the eyes. It just looks like static on a TV, the wrong channel. So it's hard to look at, I know. Forgive my computer as well. It's decided not to cooperate with me and to slow down on one of the lowest end games ever created. I don't know why. It's only a couple of years old, the computer. But anyway, let's have a look over here. So as you can see, I was very low quality with my design capabilities and my architecture in this early part of the city. And then I sort of progressed out this way, just spreading and spreading. Oh, I had an attempt at an aqueduct here. I guess it sort of, fills up with rain, supposedly, and then the water flows down through this pipe into the river. How they drink that water, because there's nowhere really to collect it for drinking, I have no idea, but I thought it looked good, so I built it, and there it is. A couple of bridges. So I built another harbour out here and never finished building it. I was going to build a castle at the top of this mountain here, but also never finished it. And then I thought, oh, kind of looks all right as a ruin. Maybe I'll pretend it's like a half built or half destroyed ruin. And so I left it as it is, again with that stupid cobblestone. My God, I don't know why I didn't give up on that. But yeah, I thought that castle, that was my second castle, looked kind of good from a distance. Uh, just don't get too close so you see all the imperfections. So I expanded out this way and had another attempt at a castle out here, much smaller castle. I did build an underground dungeon and a whole bunch of secret tunnels under this castle, but that was on a different save file, and when I transported it to this computer, I lost all that. So that dungeon is gone, unfortunately, and a bit of a expansion of the castle that I had done out this way in this empty grass spot here is also gone. But I'm sure you're all devastated by that news. And so that is my second castle, which I thought got a little bit better. I tried, some different roof styles and stuff like that. And but then I pretty much got sick of these shitty designs, and I thought I want to build better quality, better, details and better design. So I watched a few videos and got some ideas, and then sort of implemented it into my own, incorporated into my own designs. And let's head over and have a look at how I have improved, in my own opinion, hopefully in yours too. So I pretty much built up this whole coastline here, which took a real long time, I must say. There's my other large temple over there, if the lag will permit me to show. And so this was the newer part of my city that I filled in and across the bay here. So we'll just go straight over. I originally had built this little beach house here, far away from everything, but eventually I built so much that I almost caught up to it and incorporated it into the city. So this is the new area, and I've got loading. Here we go. Oh my. All right. Hopefully it's done with the glitching. All right, so here we are. So I started doing a bit of different designs here. Some columns going down, some more balconies. I started using these wooden sort of tree trunk beams because I thought they looked great. Plus, a lot of people were using them in their medieval cities and in their tutorials. So I thought I'll incorporate that and try it. This one doesn't look that good, but I think I got better at it. As you'll see here, this building is a sort of a in between. This was as I was starting to get better. I found the sort of the white sheep's wool texture that you can see in between there, and I started using that on second levels, and I think it came out good. So that building still looks pretty dodgy, but I think this one here is much better. Now this is sort of the building quality that I can do now. Actually, even a little bit better than that, because I have another city that I started with just this style of building, so much better quality. And I feel like my design quality has gotten better there. I started adding shutters. I started adding actual glass instead of that stupid wooden lattice work. Again, one of the dumbest design decisions of all time. Use those beams, had the nice overhang, because, if you look at those medieval villages that are still preserved in England and other parts of Europe, they sort of look like this a little bit. They have the overhang, with the second level, and this sort of white texture broken up by wooden lattice work. and it looks fantastic in these real medieval villages. So I tried to recreate that, as a lot of people do in Minecraft. They go for that look, and I think it looks great. And I also went for a better roof quality as well, instead of just a flat roofs like you see here, these dodgy ass stupid flat roofs, because I couldn't figure out how to do these sort of gabled roofs. I think that's the correct word for it. Excuse me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. But these sort of sloped roofs, I think they look much better. And once I figured out how to do it, it was quite easy. It's more time consuming, takes more time, but you can sort of, put more effort into one building and making one building look good. And it's quite relaxing. If you just put on a podcast, put on some music, just chill out while you just build in Minecraft. It's very relaxing and therapeutic, I must say, for me at least. I'm sure for other people too. So if you have a bit of free time, it's a nice little hobby to have. Especially in free build mode, you can just build whatever you want, in all directions. The map is humongous, as you can see. Actually, the surface area in a Minecraft world is larger than the planet Earth, believe it or not, which is crazy. Like, it has more square kilometerage than the surface of the Earth. So you're never going to run out of space. And I actually furnished the inside of this building here, even all the way up to the attic area. Uh, so this was my attempt at a better quality inn or pub, tavern, whatever you want to call it. If I can actually get inside, that would help. There you go. So it's supposed to be the bar area. Now, I'm still pretty shitty at interior decorating, as you can see. I don't know what these are. They're supposed to be lights, but they look like fucking square disco balls, disco cubes. So that obviously doesn't fit in with my medieval setting. And this was supposed to be the dining area over here. I don't know where the kitchen is. I actually didn't build one. So that's a bit inconvenient for these people. I don't know why I have a skull of death there when people are trying to eat. Not very appetizing, is it? But that little pot plant in the middle there is quite nice. Put the placemats there. So I think I've gotten better with my building abilities. Obviously not on the interiors, but I actually built some hotel rooms up here. Let's have a gander. This door's already open, like I prepared for this earlier. Let's have a look. See, this room's not too bad. Nice view of the city out there. So overall, I think my building abilities have gotten better. And I might show my other city, which I think is of a higher quality in terms of design and all that. Let's close the door. There we go. And these bloody I use these torches everywhere. It's the only way to light the place. Well, there's all these redstone, things for lighting as well. Oh, there's a ghost here. There's all these redstone things you can do for lighting, but I don't understand redstone at all. My young son does, but I haven't had him sit me down and explain it yet to his boomer dad. So one day he will. So until then, I just use the torches for lighting. But yeah, I built that giant tower over there for some reason. It's supposed to be a medieval city, but I don't think they were building structures that tall back then. And but hey, it's supposed to be some fantasy land where you can fly around, and so maybe they had magic engineering too. Who knows? This was my attempt at another reservoir up here. Again, just for aesthetic purposes. It's not really functional as any kind of drinking source or anything because it just pours out into the harbour. But it makes for a nice little water slide. So let's go down. Let's have a turn. Ready? Whee! The slowest water slide ever. But anyway, so that's pretty much my city. As I said earlier, there's a lot of underground tunnels here, but I'm not even going to try and show them because it'll take forever, and I don't even remember where all the exits and entrances are, but there's tunnels crisscrossing underneath there that I built for no purpose whatsoever. But it's a pretty big city. I connected the two bodies of water with that river you see running through the middle. Before that, it was just land in between. I thought I'd have a nice little canal running through, and that's my city, pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty large. Took me a lot of bloody time to do. And yeah, I'm proud of I'm just proud of the size of it. That's all. Not that that's something to be proud of because anyone can build shit if they put enough time into it. So I guess, yeah, it's got a soft spot in my heart just because I put so much time into it. And it was my first city and it's pretty big. And I do feel that it looks good from a distance. So let's end this video. I won't drone on for too long. Otherwise, I'll bore you all to tears. which you probably already have been anyway, me droning on about my dumb Minecraft city. But I just thought I'd give a tour. There's all these channels out there showcasing their amazing creations, and you should check them out if you're a fan of Minecraft. There's some amazing time-lapse videos and all that. But I just thought I'd, contribute my dodgy-ass city and show how uh, I'd progressed, in my own humble opinion, of course. You feel free to let me know that I'm still shit at Minecraft. But I always thought this city looked good from a distance, just as a skyline, you know. I kind of got feeling like, with the dome structures and the towers and that, it kind of looked like the skyline of Istanbul a little bit, or Constantinople. And if you ever see that city in silhouette with the domes and the minarets and stuff like that, it kind of had that feel to it, like but back in the Byzantine era when it was medieval times. And so yeah, I like it from a distance. Just don't go up too close and you won't see how shit it is. Anyway, thanks for listening, watching, and coming along on this journey down memory lane for me. And yeah, please stick around. I usually review movies and TV shows, but I thought I'd just do a video, different kinds of videos here and there. I guess it's still a review, seeing as it's in my YouTube name. So I'm reviewing my old city. The verdict is mostly shit, but it got a bit better towards the end. Anyway, thanks for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know if my city is crap or if you like it for some strange reason. And take care, be good, and I'll see you later.